Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in what I feel is a very pertinent and important topic, and that is how to understand the covert narcissist bully, who bullies through intimidating looks, intimidating energy, just sort of a personal aura that can be you feel when they're in the room. Their behaviors aren't just sort of harmonious and engaging. Their bodies are not very open. They're not very approachable. You don't get the plane of their body. You don't get their eye contact. You don't get a verbal tone. There's always an assumption that you are wrong, that you are ashamed, that you're despicable, that you're less than. So they're always coming off the cuff with this sort of feeling or energy, because as you must understand, thoughts create emotions which then flood our body with neurochemicals which send a message to our muscles. And if you are thinking beautiful thoughts, your body then becomes congruent. Everything becomes centered. You're looking at an amazing sunset and you're completely captivated. You're like, oh my God, that's a beautiful sunset. You don't have to tell yourself, what do I need to be attracted to? You know what you're attracted to. You know what you're mesmerized by. You know what the miraculous is. Maybe your, experience of God, the creator, who made water, to realize that there's a higher power, and then to thank God. And, as they say, let him take over. Those sort of thoughts, which are, created through the mind, and the energy that, sends and ripples through your body, creates an energetic, amorphic field, sort of an energetic energy around your body. And this is sort of, an invisible field that surrounds you. And this field is kind of it's a pulsating, it's a magnetic. So when we talk about that person is really attractive, with a narcissist or with a psychopath, they might have this very seductive stare. And you can feel that, like, you can't even rip your eyes away, especially from someone who is psychopathic. There's something in their eyes which most people really feel is connecting. But once you have really learned to differentiate, between a psychopathic gaze and kind of a empathetic gaze, you'll really know who is the real taker, and the really oftentimes people are very almost hypnotized, or they feel sexually aroused, or they feel that this person is interested in them and sexually by their gaze, but it's a psychopathic sort of look that's like, let me control you. I'm going to dominate you. I dominate. And they're just going to be like stealing the thunder, stealing the thunderclap. They're going to, no matter what, you could be announcing something great. They're going to announce something greater. So you're constantly like in a head spin or in a gaslight state. Why am I feeling this way? So it's very difficult to, when we talk about this bullying nature, it's because it's repeated again and again, and it's their persona management with which they wish to push out into the universe and into their events. So it's very difficult for people to be all about status, all about ego, all about them, and then recognize and appreciate other people. It's like oil and water. It just does not mix. And so if you're trying to, have an exchange and have a blend and a merging of you two, chances are it's not going to happen. It's kind of like picking up a cactus, trying to get a rose. You are going to get pricked. You are going to get the sting. You are going to get hurt. You're going to be the one. And oftentimes, when you're trying to figure this out, oftentimes there's, an anger. Like, why are you this way? Like, why are you treating me this way? Because you're still open. You're still engaging with them. You're still working through. Why are you so mean? Why are you so abrasive? Why are you so harsh? Why are you so judgmental? Where do you get off? These are the type of questions that keeps people fighting and combative. Well, you don't, you this, they're so caught in the minutia of trying to make themselves the superior one. They don't ever really let out their thoughts. These are the people with the truest poker face. You might look incredibly gorgeous. They won't even cast an eye your direction. You might have done something really incredible with your job or your life or your health. They won't acknowledge it one little bit. They are so blind to other people because they're so caught up on themselves. All they are, it's just kind of like, something is coming to mind here. It is, they have an insatiable need for this, but like in W.M. Scott Peck, his book, People of the Lie, and he talks about, like when people have a toothache. When they have a really bad toothache, all they can think about is the throbbing toothache, and they're just like, ow, ow, ow. These narcissistic people and psychopathic people are like people with a chronic toothache. All they're doing is, trying to overcome their feeling of hurt and insecurity through this over projection and this over ego, either through ignoring, not interacting, talking about people behind their back, using negative projection, all the blame shifting, the gaslighting. It is all kind of a deliberate way that they interact in their life, and especially in certain situations where they want to get something. So whether it's they want to get recognition, some people crave recognition. Some people, it really does not matter to them. They don't need, oh, how are you? You are so amazing. You are so spectacular. I can't believe you have all this money. I can't believe you have this Porsche. Oh my God, look at your dining room set. I mean, some people that all they want you to do is feed their ego. And when you're just feeding their ego, you're feeding your fears simultaneously. Feed your ego, feed my, I'm not good enough. You're constantly having to fan their flames. So, these people, as we've mentioned in the previous video, who are covert narcissists, who are bullying through, with withholding of what it is you need. You might, be in a spousal relationship. You're not getting what you need. You're not getting the time, the attention, the money, the discussion. You're not getting the real deal. You're getting a bunch of, hot air from them, or they're not following through. And then it's, cascading onto you. Basically, you're going to have to be the one to pull the trigger, to make the decisions, to make the choices. The more decisive you can be, the better. But what ends up happening is, in the gaslighting stage, while you're with this, the self-questioning begins to come. Well, what's wrong with me? I'm waiting for this to do that. And then you get into a reaction where you're always, or a life or a personality where it's always living kind of reactionary, rather than saying, I'm going to move forward and do this now. Okay, you guys, it's not going to bother me. For some people, they are not bothered by narcissist or psychopathic people. They just have it set in their mind, I consider the source, that's a bully, that, I know that doesn't intimidate me, because I know that it's just a bully. They're just acting to intimidate. They're acting for recognition. Whereas some people, myself included, like, I just want to do a good job and give and help results. Like, I'm not looking for recognition. Within myself, I have the internal validation system, so I validate myself. I am responsible for myself, my health, etc. And so when it comes to relying or engaging with this type of person, that negative self-assessment can begin. And so it's hard to think clearly and then get out of that rut, get out of that blueprint. It's been rememorized and rehearsed and repeated so many times that you have not used new thought patterns, new feeling patterns, and really kind of put yourself into that space where you ask yourself the right questions. To get away from this, but it's to really recognize that this is a type of person who grows more intense and rigid with time. And if you're going to make your life mission to try to get them to soften up or have a relationship with this crucial person, you might want to consider your desire there and how important it is, but realize that they have control over you when they see you wanting that, because they see you want that love relationship so bad, to make it good and to be connected. They will not connect to specific people for the very reason that they have an insecurity, they have ineptitude, they have emotional unintelligence, they have a personality disorder which does not allow that to exist. It's very painful when this is your family member, your neighbors, whatever it is that you're close to. I know a lot of viewers here, sometimes people just have to move across the country, or move whole countries, or move 30 miles away, 50 miles away, or get a new job, get a new circle of friends. Chances are that is why you're feeling so isolated, because you're stuck still trying to get, that heartfelt connection where the heart is not part of the equation. And so you then need to ask yourself, if I were to follow my heart, well, that's even tough because you're so even not used to it. But walking away from the bully, what does it mean to me? Ask yourself what this means. If it's negative pain, I can't do this, you're telling yourself you're going to fail. So you're setting yourself up for failure. Walking away from the bully, from the covert narcissist, it means freedom. It means liberation. It means safety. It means security. It means happiness. It means peace. It means forgiveness. It means spreading my wings. It means flying, and living the sweet life, living the good life. And so then furthermore, then ask yourself, what can I do today to feel completely safe? What can I do today to feel completely connected? What can I do today to feel completely lovable? And ask yourself these questions, and I think you'll find that you're taking some new actions, you're making some new choices, you're taking some new behaviors, and chances are a lot of those are coming from that list of things that you have been procrastinating on, because it's been looming difficult in your mind when it's not, when you just ask yourself the flip side question with what it is that you really need. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope that these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe, and please donate for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.